We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Spencer Lazara here, MMA Interviews Podcast. Yet to be named exactly what it'll be. If you have some ideas, let us know. And we will definitely give you some free stuff. I'm alongside Bobby Green for the first episode. It's a pleasure to have my boy here all the way from Redlands, California, getting a little rehab, a little fun here on International Fight Week. I know it's been a little crazy for you. I was excited for that fight in Chicago, but it didn't pan out. And moving on, yeah?
Yeah, tell me about it. It's good to be on the show. Good to be on the show. Yeah, I was supposed to fight Clay. We had a little bit of wrestling that we had to finish up on, and I just happened to tweak my knee, the same knee that I had tweaked 2 months prior to that. So it's just like I'm really trying to push and stay relevant and show people good fights and do all these different things, but sometimes your body isn't going to keep up with you. So I originally fought Venata. I was fighting Venata, and right after the fight, I tell them, hey, there's something wrong with my knee. I felt something wrong with me. I felt it kind of tweak out, you know. So they put me on a 30-day, suspension. So I'm on a 30-day suspension, and at the same time, my manager calls me. He's like, well, they're offering Dariush. I'm like, well, I'm interested, but I haven't gotten cleared from the 30-day hold. And in that 30-day hold, they find out there's something in the knee, so I have to go get surgery. So some people called it a pull out to Dariush, like I pulled out. I never was cleared to fight. People keep thinking I'm like trying to take a fight, and then I want to fight. I'm always down to fight, but is my body ready? And I was still on suspension from the last fight. So I told myself I'm going to fight this fight, and in 30 days I'm going to be fighting again. I want to show people that I'm that motivated and I'm the type of guy where I'm going to try to kick it out every 30 days. If I won that fight, I'll fight another 30 days from now. You know, just keep showing people this is me.
Cowboy style.
This is me. This is how I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
You know? So I had the injury. I went and had the surgery to get it taken care of. Surgery happens, and I'm getting ready. I felt like I pushed maybe a little bit too soon because I had people all over my back like, hey, you pulled out. All right, here's this what I'm going to give you guys. So now we got Clay, and I was excited. I thought it was a great opportunity.
Great fight.
Thought it was a great card. You know, it's perfect time to everything was perfect. And it's
the way it goes sometimes. Of course, we saw it this week with Max Holloway having to pull out UFC 226.
Have they figured that out? What's wrong with that yet?
You know, I mean, I feel like
someone said
he was clearly off.
Someone said something about water, like weight issues, and then some people said concussion issues.
I heard a lot of concussion issues. Everyone speculates weight because he didn't make, he couldn't do it in New York at 55. And I saw him in Hawaii 3 weeks before that. He was super heavy, and he does get heavy. When he was making featherweight his whole career, he was 23 years old. He was a young kid, right? And now it's like he's a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
And it's just harder to make that weight. To be honest, he's bigger than a lot of 55ers.
Man, I heard we're the same size.
He's your size.
Yeah,
he's Justin Gaethje's size.
He's going down to 45s. That's making me think maybe I should be at 45.
I mean, a lot of big guys tried it, right? Ross Pearson, Diego Sanchez, Gray Maynard. You know, it's crazy. But it's definitely this weight cut deal is crazy. And I think he just gets too heavy, though, and a lot of guys do that. You know, even you sometimes I see you. Hey, Bobby, you looking a little heavy right now. But
that's when they call me Bobby.
And it makes it a little harder to get off. But you, I know it flies off you, and it's not as much of a problem. Some guys don't have that luxury, you know.
I just feel like I noticed that right away with the New York card. I was like, what? He couldn't make 55?
Yeah. Well, I saw him, like I said, 3 weeks before that. I'm 180, and I'm like, this dude's almost 200 pounds. And then when that fight got announced, I said, he's not making weight. First thing in my head, I said he's not making weight.
You knew that.
I knew it. There's just no way. There's just not healthily, especially. And then you're getting hit, and then it goes back to the concussion things. And I feel like when you're cutting all this weight, you're obviously in higher danger for these concussions and these symptoms, like you were talking about, your symptoms to show up, right?
Yeah.
They might be there, but you're not really having them flare up. And then if you're cutting weight and you're shocking your body again when it's already been shocked with head trauma, it's going to affect you more. And I think that's possible that's what happened. And it's a shame his team didn't see it sooner and pull him out sooner. We could have maybe had a replacement, although there were no featherweights on this card, and that's high up ranked enough to even try to think of a replacement, which kind of sucked. But and that's to be honest, that's bad on the UFC. They
Yes.
should have had another big featherweight fight.
I was waiting you to say that. You just kind of hit on something, that maybe they should do those things just in case. Like, it seems like we're having injuries or we're having big pullouts. We're having not making weight.
They should
We
have
need to
backups.
another backup fight on the
I'll
card.
tell you something interesting. Dana White came out and said Brad Tavares, injured foot, not fighting.
Yeah.
Brad says, fake news. I text him, fake news, he tells me. So Brad's in Hawaii. He's fine. Goes for the weekend, comes up back to training. I'm fine. I'm fighting. Okay. Well, why did he even say that? Maybe he had a small little foot deal for, whatever. It wasn't a fracture. He's fighting. End of story, right? But they have Thiago Santos as an alternate. From that point forward, Dana White said, I'm not taking any chances for this main event.
Yes.
They have paid Thiago Santos. He's here. He made weight. I assume made weight, but he was cutting weight in the PI to make weight just in case somebody pulled out of that main event, and he was stepping in. He doesn't get his full show purse. He gets an agreed upon amount to make the weight, regardless of if he fights. And if he fights, he gets his contracted money. And they did that for that fight, which was interesting. And I think a lot of that was they really like Izzy, and they really want Izzy to do well.
Who is Izzy?
Israel
Adesanya.
Adesanya.
I didn't know they
Style
called him that.
Bender.
That's my daughter's name, so I was just like, what the? Who's Izzy? I call him Stylebender. I call him Stylebender.
Stylebender, yeah. That's the last Stylebender. So, I mean, it just goes to show that they could have either had another fight on the card is just the way to go, though, right? You have another good fight on the card, and if something happens, you make the switch, similar to what they did in New York City with the Conor McGregor madness and Max not being able to fight there. It would have been Chiesa, right? And that's we're touching on 10 different things, and that's his lawsuit. Could have been Chiesa, should have been Chiesa in that title fight. Instead, it was Ally Quinto.
So back to Brad, and who do you think is gonna do what? I know that you train with Brad. So.
Brad's my dude for a long time, man. Brad's a great guy. He's such a good older brother to all these young guys, and he's really the most confident I've ever seen him. And most in his prime. He's just in his prime right now as a veteran in this sport.
But you bring up something that's really important. I think they're both that way right now, where they're both very prideful. They're they're feeling like it's their time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I look at Brad and I go, he looks so confident. He looks so ready. And then I look at the same thing and I look at Stylebender. I'm going, they're both looking
He's
like they're
confident when it's standing up. That's the difference I see in this fight. And Brad can take it to the ground. It's about even money, and considering Brad's win streak, the value's on Brad to me, and his well-roundedness. He's technically sound, working with Ray Sefo every day. Yeah. He's like a Ray Sefo almost now. Like, he does things like Ray now, more. Like, you can never be Ray, but he does things like Ray. And am I making you tired, bro?
Well, not at all, bro. Shit, not at all.
But I'm excited to see it. I like Stylebender. In a way, I liked the fight for Brad when it was announced, just because stylistically I like it. But I like him, and I want to see him do well too. And I'm sure he'll have a great career. I just think it's not. He hasn't earned this quite yet, and Brad has. Brad's fought the current champ, the former interim champ. Those are the guys who knocked him out. There's a couple other times he was finished, but those two are memorable for me as knockouts against the best guys in the world. And now he's just running through pretty good fighters, you know. And
I remember the first time I saw Brad fought a friend of mine, Lorenz Larkins. And I just think, like, Lorenz's stand-up is really good.
Yeah.
And I just saw Brad standing there and just be like,
when they announced that fight, I'm torn.
For you. Lorenz would give him a kick, he'd give Lorenz a kick back. Lorenz threw a combination right back. He was never letting you take advantage of me. There's no what is the word?
Very much a stalemate standing between them.
Stalemate, but not
a lot
that,
of respect.
I'm not going to give you that edge. You don't have an edge here.
Yeah.
Where we're saying Izzy's going to have this edge. Brad took that away. He said, no, like, I'm just as competitive as you. I'm going to give you just as much as you're going to give me in the fight. You know? I thought that was
when
dope.
that fight was announced, I obviously was like, oh, man, my boy's got to fight. But it's the way it goes. In this game, it happens all the time. I knew that fight was going to the distance. I wasn't going to bet on either one of my boys or against them. I bet on the fight to go the distance because I just knew that they would respect and they would kind of cancel each other out in the stand-up. Brad won the fight on a couple takedowns. Basically, the fight was very even, and Brad got a few takedowns and won that, and I won money.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean,
and that's a good thing that I've noticed about you. You're pretty good with predictions, so I want to hear your predictions.
We're
First,
gonna definitely get into some UFC 226 right now.
Before we get to the 226, we got to start on the Ultimate Fighter card.
Oh, who else is on there though? I can't even really. Julian Marquez. I know he's from here.
The co-main event was the 55ers. Tristan something.
The champion, the title for Tough, the Ultimate Fighter.
Yes.
Champion final. I honestly haven't watched an episode of The Ultimate Fighter probably in 4 seasons, so I have no idea what's going on there. There's a reason they're canceling it.
Yeah.
I think so. I saw the house is going up for sale too, the Ultimate Fighter house. So I assume they're just going to stick with the Contender, which is a much better scenario, right? It's just better.
Yeah, I feel like
for everyone, the UFC loves it too. I mean,
I've talked to a lot of the Ultimate Fighter guys, and they're all like, "Fuck, it's like being in prison. You know, you can't use any phones,
and it's just
any have contact with the outside world.
Just old. Nobody wants to. Nobody has time to watch my videos. Nobody has time to watch the Ultimate Fighter house drama. They already missed 3 fight cards they got to catch up on, right? So they want to watch fights. I used to fast forward. This is an Ultimate Fighter and just watch the fights only.
Nate Diaz, like when he brought it, like him.
Oh, that was different time. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They brought a certain energy.
When you got a guy who ends up being a superstar in the sport on Ultimate Fighter, it's gonna sell. You put Bobby Green on the Ultimate Fighter, I'm watching. You know.
But even what's his name? Blonde kid wrestler, Koscheck.
Yeah.
They were doing stupid shit with the sleeping bags, and that shit made it cool.
The talent level was so different then.
Yeah.
And not to say that these kids aren't hungry and good and gonna make it. A lot of them will, a lot of them won't. But the depth of the talent is just not the same as it used to be for good reason, right? We've got all those guys already in somewhere. They've made names now, and there's only so many when you're starting out that you can use for that type of show. And then it's like, oh, okay, where do we go from here? But back to the card. Otherwise, honestly, I don't even know much other fights on that card. So let's just move on.
Let's move on.
UFC 226, though, a good card. I'm disappointed in the co-main being gone because that's probably the fight I was most looking forward to, even more than the awesome main event.
We got to address that real quick. I feel like the UFC's pissed at Brian because of that.
Pissed at Brian?
Yeah, because they want him to take that short notice fight.
Against a different opponent?
Against, I guess, Jeremy Stevens.
They said Jeremy was going to make 45 and fight.
He was supposed to be cutting weight and making weight as we speak.
Well, he has a fight coming up, I think. So he's probably in camp. But
yeah,
wow.
Saying he's going to make.
I mean, don't be mad at Brian then. Be mad at Max and his team for not pulling out sooner. I mean, why would you be mad at Brian? Because he's ready to fight his contracted situation.
And no hate. I love Brian. I can't no hate on Brian at all. But the same thing happened where Frankie Edgar had the situation and Brian stepped up and Frankie took that. So now I think that you in the same aspect should do the same thing. Frankie fought you on short notice.
I would have loved to see it.
Frankie fought him on short notice and everyone was like, well, that was Frankie's opportunity. He was supposed to be in line for a title shot. He threw it away to make this fight happen. I think Brian should do the same thing in that aspect. But maybe on the other end, it's like, hey, I'm not letting that shit happen to me. Yeah. Because you guys threw me on short notice, I'm not going to let you guys throw my opportunity away.
There's definitely not a lot of value for Brian to do it. Then he potentially loses his chance at the undisputed title.
That's what I'm saying.
Without having it. Versus a game veteran, hard-hitting opponent. I still think, all due respect to Jeremy, I still think Brian wins.
Yes, I still think he should have taken it in that aspect. I'm on a full camp. Here he comes short notice. I think you should still take that fight and that opportunity to keep your name prevailing.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't even hear that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just too late because I didn't really hear. I was looking for potential replacements of what they were.
They were talking about Frankie Edgar stepping in against Jeremy
He can make the weight because he's little.
But
that makes no sense. He just knocked his block off.
Exactly. But it's feel like
Jeremy would have been cool.
Together. They're throwing stuff together just to make the fight happen still.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be for an interim belt.
Again, for his interim belt that he already has. Again, there's just no point for Brian except some money. I mean, and just showing that he's game, which we all, I think, at this point know he is.
Does he have an interim belt?
Yeah. The Frankie fight was for an interim belt, wasn't it?
No. It was just a fight. It was no interim belt. It's just a fight.
Was it?
There's no interim temp.
There's so many nowadays, I can't even keep them straight.
But that's why they were.
I think I might have an interim belt somewhere. Hold on, let me check my closet.
That's that bullshit that we have to do now these days. Like
it's just marketing.
I feel like that's from the Fertitas to now WME, and they're like, hey, whatever it is,
whatever it is to sell. Whatever
Sell.
it is to sell.
Sell.
I'm gonna bring this over and get it a little bit more for
Appreciate
you.
that.
So you can get right up in there.
God damn.
I want to hear you loud and clear, sir.
All up in my mouth.
Yeah, man. The main event, though, is a great fight. Moving on to that one. Wow.
Main event or main card?
Main event. Let's just start with that because it's the
Okay,
big one.
You want to work
Big
your way
Daddy.
down?
The Big Daddies. Wow.
Big Daddies.
Cormier all day. I have to say it. I love Miocic.
so
What a guy. What a nice guy Miocic
yeah.
is. I really like him, and he's a credible fighter. And I think this is clearly Cormier's toughest test at heavyweight. Obviously, John Jones being maybe the one arguably tougher matchup for him, and the only guy he lost to. Yeah, who knows, right?
Stuff too. Don't get me started on that shit. You know,
we'll find out.
I love Jones, but you can't tarnish your career. You know, same thing for Anderson. The guys that have messed around, you can't tarnish your career. So I don't. To me, those don't count. And people keep bringing those up. They don't count.
They don't count.
They don't count.
First one doesn't count. He didn't test positive the first one, right?
I thought he tested it
just a second
cocaine
one
or something.
Yeah, but that was out of competition, and it was that was when he ended up not fighting, right? It's hard to remember all his fuck ups at this point.
Lost, you know, I'm so lost. And I don't want to like put the guy down or anything, but just in terms of legacy.
So you agree with DC? It's like no, you're not even in the discussion now. Anderson, bye bye.
Yes, you're not in the picture.
I mean, I tend to agree. All you are on steroids.
Keep it real.
That's right there.
Hey,
that's why he's up on the wall.
He said it best. All these guys are taking steroids.
All you. So yeah, man. I mean, Cormier is just when he threw Josh Barnett over his head. That's when I was sold on Cormier in Strikeforce, and I never seen anybody do that. And I really thought Josh would be too experienced of a grappler and submit him maybe or some sweep him.
He was the smallest guy in the Grand Prix.
Unreal.
No one thought he was gonna be Bigfoot. Nobody thought he was gonna get through all these different guys.
Starched him.
Smoking him. Smoke.
So crazy.
So
and that was a green Cormier. That was a green Cormier.
Let me explain this to you. No. I saw Cormier coming way before then. I fought Darren Cruikshank.
But he was still semi-green, you know?
Yeah, no, I saw him then. Me and him we won titles together. We were both King of the Cage champions together.
Oh, okay.
So on that same night, I fought Darren Cruikshank, and I defended my belt against him. And he fought, I don't remember the kid's name, but it was a big black wrestler dude, big guy. And Cormier just mauled the guy. Just mauled him. I saw then.
Silly.
I was like, okay, that guy's going to beat somebody.
Yeah.
You know, so we won titles together. We've been friends
That's
ever since.
cool. I didn't even realize that. Where was that fight?
That was in Mescalero, New Mexico.
That's why I wasn't there, because I went to all yours.
No, it's Ruidoso.
But it was King of the Cage.
Yeah.
I went to all yours at not Pachanga, but San Manuel.
This one was way out of state. Yeah.
And, man, that's crazy, too, that you were fighting those kind of guys on a regional show like that. I saw this man fighting Dom O'Grady and Tim Means and these guys back in the day. I mean, these are credible fighters at a regional show.
I fight anybody that stands in front of me, bro. Stands in front of me.
That was still one of my memorable interviews, interviewing you for the first time after the O'Grady one. And you were emotional, and it was like – I mean, you always wearing your heart on your sleeve, but it's a memorable moment for me. And
appreciate that, bro.
Probably thousands of interviews. So, back to Cormier, I still see him just being able to get the takedown and outlast. Obviously Stipe can catch him, but I gotta go with the err on the side of Cormier not getting caught and knocked out. A lot of times heavyweights, I lean the other way, right? Because they're just so dang big.
Who's favorite?
Cormier is a huge dog in this fight. So as far as value goes, he's plus 200 when I saw it, and then somebody told me it went all the way up to 230.
I'm dropping my money.
And then he fell yesterday. Did you see that?
Oh yeah. So everybody's trying to say it's like fake, like he was trying to like. You can tell by the way he fell. It's like he's up and it's really fast. You know what I mean? Not like a.
He was limping a little.
Whoa, you know, it's just he went straight down. You could tell.
The UFC. How do you not do everything in your power to avoid something like that?
I felt bad.
How do you not have a safe stage when you know guys are cutting weight? Come on.
Same thing with Tony. Tony had the same issue.
That was Jesus. How are these things happening? It's really crazy to me. Training and injuries in the gym are one thing.
Getting hurt on the UFC Tonight Show?
Like, really, bro? Oh, man. So let's check the odds real quick. I'll pull them up right here for us and see what they're showing me here. plus 180 now here. About
So it's
really,
coming
that's a
little
lot
back,
of
it's a little
juice on
back.
this particular one. So if I look on Vegas odds, I'm guessing Daniel's 200 or a little more.
Okay.
And I will take that every day of the week. Shoot, even if he was fighting John Jones, maybe I'd be like, But, I mean, the guy is just incredible.
I agree.
And he's going to have a speed advantage with his hands.
But he's losing in terms of the power
Reach and
advantage.
power,
Reach and
definitely.
Like, don't get me wrong. Only thing that worries me is that Daniel is going to get close to him. And in that close area, that's a good time he can take a good shot too. And that's the only thing that worries me is him taking a good shot without firing off and moving or firing off, dropping to a takedown.
And he's getting older. I mean, let's be real.
Chin's getting a lot.
Yeah, he finally got knocked out.
Less durable.
Finally got knocked out by John, even though he came back and won.
Happens to everyone. Happens to everyone.
Didn't really have to eat one even against Ozdemir. So, I mean, he just dominated that fight. But I see the fight going somewhat like that. He's that much faster than a 205er. I mean, is Stipe slower or faster than Volkan? Probably kind of similar in speed, I would say, because Stipe is probably a pretty fast heavyweight and he's not super duper heavy, super athletic for his size.
He does the base
great
as well.
Fight. He does
the base as well.
One of the most technically sound heavyweight fights, title fights we've ever seen, maybe. Right?
Do you remember when he fought Nogueira? There was this thing that I noticed is the gap. Stipe is very well at keeping his gap, keeping you right at the end of that punch. And that's the only thing
we
that
saw it against Fabricio, too. Good footwork. Popped one going backwards.
That's what I meant. Fabricio. That's what I meant. I'm sorry, Nogueira.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Fabricio. He kept the gap. Pow.
I don't know why Fabricio was chasing him like that, though. You tripping.
If Daniel doesn't do it smartly, he's going to run into a shot.
But he has the highest fight IQ, arguably, of anybody, right? Like, he's on up there with Demetrius Johnson fight IQ. It's wild.
Hands down. Daniel Cormier is my favorite fighter. Hands down.
Wow.
Probably second. Nate and DC, as in Dominic Cruz. Those are probably my top three. But Stipe is nasty. We got to give it, like, I'm so close. I'm representing my guy.
Yeah. But
I am really, like, a little bit torn. Like, this is just, you never know. I feel like this is the only fight card with Max and Ortega where I was like, I'm not exactly sure what could happen. It could go this way or it could go this way.
I'm excited to see it. Saturday night, UFC 226 live on pay-per-view. We got the big boys also. They had a backup for this heavyweight title fight. Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis.
Who's the backup?
Right on the card, right? Something happens. DC gets hurt yesterday.
Stick him in.
Yeah, Derek Lewis is probably coming in because Ngannou already fought him last. So they're probably putting in big man Lewis. That's an interesting fight. And Derek Lewis is a massive underdog, plus 250 here, plus 300. I think he can win.
I'm going with Lewis. I love his go and get it. He's aggressive. He's gonna go get it.
Yeah.
And Ngannou might come with that first thing for the first few minutes, but he's coming like that.
It goes back to what you were talking about. I know nothing else but coming and fighting. Like, I just know nothing else. And then I'm tired. Oh crap, I'm a little tired. I need to rest a little. He doesn't.
Like that mentality.
Yeah, he's got that.
You saw,
and he also eats and probably doesn't run very much.
Yeah, and you saw that with Ngannou go, oh crap, like I can't breathe. I need to slow down. I need to stop this and change. I mean, their mentality lets them know you can't keep this up. Some guys, they don't care. They're gonna keep coming at you, and I think Derek Lewis is gonna keep coming until he puts him down.
If he gets on top, it's a problem for Ngannou because he's a big boy, and he knows how to use that big boy weight. He's actually top game's pretty good. And we know Ngannou's not going to do a whole lot on the back.
I think he's the heaviest guy on the card.
Probably.
He came in at
he's
264.
Cutting. I'm sure he's cutting to 265. He's got to be.
He came at 264.
He'll probably be 280 today.
So that comes a lot of weight, comes a lot of power, and he knows how to move too. He moves fast for a big guy.
If you're a betting man, take the dogs. Take the dogs.
I am. I'm finna drop
100 on each dog. You probably win some money.
100 on each one of them. Watch.
Pettis and Chiesa's a good fight. I'm excited to see that one as well. Chiesa missed weight. Said this is my last fight at lightweight. He said on the scale. That? He said, yeah. I mean, he's had a little issues.
A big guy, bro. Like, I didn't recognize that to us. Like, me and Chelsea are cool as shit. Like,
he's huge.
I told him I'm not really friends with a lot of fighters, especially in my division. But I'm like, bro, I'll fuck with you. Like, I'll be cool with you. Like, we're cool. You know what's up. Like, we're cool.
He's a good dude.
You know what I mean? He's a great guy. So, but he's fucking big as shit.
He's big, dude. He's a 70-pounder.
Yeah.
Kevin talks about it all the time right now, how he wants that 65-pound weight class. You change welterweight to 75, and you do that. And Kevin's pushing for that, and Chiesa would be like, yes, please. Right? He's the ideal one. Even Kevin can probably make the 55. He keeps his muscle down a little. But so can Chiesa. But why? Like we said, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. You're taking all these shots. You're cutting all this weight, shocking the body 10 times over. There's just no need for it. Boxing has a weight class every 2 pounds. Like, let's get a couple more. I'm all for it. More super fights, more interim
belts,
title fights.
More belts, more champions.
Yeah. Saki and Roundtree, a couple of
That's gonna be dope.
strikers.
That's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be interesting.
The only thing that worries me is I feel like Roundtree. Like I went to his last show, man, he got tired after the first round, and then old boy just started piecing him up. Second, third round, just coming back, and he just like he did good the first round, but he ain't got enough to keep up. And Saki's gonna come.
Yeah.
Saki's gonna come with that power.
If someone doesn't just get knocked out early, who gets tired first? It will probably be the decisive. I'll be interested to see if Khalil actually tries to put him on his back, even though he's not that guy. He's so explosive.
He's not that guy, but if he can put him on his back, we're talking business.
He's such an explosive athlete.
We're talking business.
He needs to do that. Uriah Hall, obviously a good friend of mine here at Extreme Couture, versus Paulo Costa, who I saw tearing pads the other night. Whoa, it was kind of scary. He didn't look as big as I thought next to Uriah, because he looked big in the cage ripping pads. But Uriah is just maybe taller and longer. And more technically sound. He's a plus 290 or plus 3 something. Plus 320 probably. Uriah, plus 350 maybe, depending on where you're betting. That's a lot of value on a guy who can do anything. And let me tell you, I have people in the gym who have been training a long, long time who say Uriah is the best guy I've ever sparred with.
I've heard some things about him like that he does some freakish stuff.
He just has to come
You see the session
ready.
with him and Ngannou?
He's always, yeah. Oh, yeah. I probably filmed it. I don't know. They're going, and he's like, man, it's just scary. Like,
I would be too.
Yeah.
I would be too.
One wrong move. Yikes.
He handled himself well in there with him. He handled himself well.
Yeah, but he likes Uriah a lot. Uriah's really kind of talks to him a lot.
Did he fight Mousasi?
Uriah, yes, twice.
Yeah.
The second one was pointless.
That's what I'm going to say is that I feel like
if he beat a guy like Mousasi, he can beat anyone.
Yes, but what mind state are you in? Sometimes it's about the mentality of some of these fighters.
A lot of the guys say he's in a great place this camp, and they see something different, and I hear that, and I hope so. I just hope that the real Uriah shows up.
Back and it's like, with the second fight, it didn't look the same at all. So that's what I'm saying. What space you are? What space are you at? Or mentally, where you at mentally?
He can't fight like he did against Derek Brunson. Can't go backwards. He has to make him respect his strikes and his punches. I don't mind if Uriah gets aggressive and ends up on his back spinning like a top. I don't mind that. Uriah's got better ground than people think. This guy might think that he's going to do damage to Uriah on his back. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I just really believe that he will not finish Uriah off his back unless he's already dropped.
You were real biased for your guys over there.
I just call it like I see it.
MMA
Like I said, this guy hits like a truck. Is he a problem? He's a problem. You don't get hit by him, right? And Uriah is very elusive. Like, it all comes back to the mental state of Uriah. If he's on, he can beat anybody. Anybody. He can be the best in the world on any given night.
Yeah.
But he just needs to work on that consistency. Exactly. So I'm excited to see it, man. And Mike Perry, and we were talking about him last night, and Paul Felder. What a character this dude is.
Did you see his fucking interview, bro? That shit was fucking hilarious. Hey, he has it right now. I'm going to give it to him. Right now, I don't give a fuck who you are. Maybe I don't even think Conor does a good job like that, where he sells just the face-off. He sells that motherfucker like I'm buying just to watch the face-off. Like,
and he means it. He ain't faking.
Yes, you could tell. You could tell where his energy's at.
Why are you acting tough? You a nice guy.
You a nice guy. You ain't the tough guy. I'm the tough guy. He said something else, but I couldn't hear what he was saying when he's pointing to his chest. Like you ain't got no heart, or he was saying something like that. Like, it's all about the heart, or I couldn't hear what he was saying. But whatever he's saying, he means.
Yeah.
Whatever he's saying,
it's real.
Mean. He's meaning it.
He's one of those rare ones. He's like Bobby Green, man.
Superstars. The UFC said we don't have no superstars. And I felt like just because you lose doesn't make you not a superstar, People think like a boxing. Oh, he's done.
Personalities make superstars, and we saw it with Conor.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of dudes, and you've always been one that I'm like, man, Bobby is one of those dudes Mike is one of those dudes.
Fuck
He
yeah.
still needs to tighten things up in his fighting, but he is that dude.
He's
Just
that
like Nick
character,
and
he's
Nate.
that guy,
Just like
yeah.
Nick and Nate. Like, you will never explain these guys. There will never be another Nick and Nate, right? It's just never.
Bro, that's what I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
There's never gonna be a guy like Nick or Nate. Because,
That's a perfect segue into them.
bro. I was like, some people think why I call him my cousin. There's nobody that's ever said, come into my house, eat free, don't pay for anything. You can sleep here. I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
You know, my whole house.
And
is
he
your
doesn't
whole
just
reign.
do that to anybody.
Stay there for weeks on weeks. Just everything's
Yeah.
at your own leisure, bro. That's the guy so cool. He gave me
Yeah.
all this insight to the UFC. Gave me so much insight to fighters, and he just opened the whole game book to me. And I'm just like, you barely know me. Like,
Wow.
you barely know me.
He liked you. He saw something in you. He saw himself in you, if I had to guess. There's some, the type in you. Because he is very much all or nothing. Either you're not teamed, with him, or you're his guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's Nate, And if you ride with someone else, it's like, all right, he ain't in the team no more kind of thing, right? Like, they're very tight knit and
very
like that.
tight, very. It's like almost like a gang type of thing to him. You know what I mean? So when I first met him, he was like, "Listen,
Kill or be killed.
I was supposed to fight Danny Castillo. Danny Castillo is his homie. So he's like, bro, you my homie, Danny's my homie. I'm gonna stay out this one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not fucking with either one of y'all. I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm like, cool. But then he said, like, after this, we don't fight certain guys. You're not gonna fight Gilbert. And you're not gonna fight me. That's just like love, out of love. We don't fight our own guys. I'm like, all right, cool. I can understand that. We're cool. And ever since then, he's always had my back. Anything I need, he's right there.
I would love to go up there with you and hang out and film
if
some.
You know, he's from the north and I'm from the south.
Uh-huh.
I was at a bar with him, and a couple Nerf guys started noticing me. Like, who is this guy? And they kind of like started like, I'm like, so I'm from San Bernardino. I told them like that right there. I'm from San Bernardino. They didn't like that shit. They started feeling some type of way. So they started getting up. A couple guys started like getting a little interested.
In Stockton?
Yeah, I started seeing the energy like, it's looking like it's gonna turn negative. So I get up, and then they get up, and they say, hey, he with me. Like, it's cool. He's with me. Guys, go sit down, and it's all good. Like, he had my back, you know what I mean? He represented. You know
yeah,
so
as he
I
should.
for him too.
He always will. He always will do that for his friends. He really.
Those guys
We're
are
only
crazy.
halfway.
Like, and that's something I noticed about Nate. He's like, bring all your shit. You got to bring your gi. You got to bring your boxing gloves, your wrestling shoes. You never know what that day's gonna entail. If they feel like doing this today, they feel like doing this.
Not much of a plan.
There's no plan. They'll call homies up like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, shut the house. Let's go boxing, or let's go running. Put on your running shoes. Let's go. And we'll just like roll in this truck. We'll pick up all the homies in the truck. It's like 5 of us. We all hop out like a gang, you know what I mean? And we'll all run out and just go running for 8 miles. Me, I've never run 8 miles in my life. That shit was fucking crazy. Like, and those guys are like, especially Nick. Nick will look back at me. He'd be running. He'd look back at me like, and just do this. Like, get here.
Get right alongside me.
Yeah. And so I start falling back behind. Start falling back. Falling back. He look back. He just stick his hand out. Like, get here.
Sick.
Speed my ass up. Get there.
Gangster military.
Stay there. Yeah. They're fucking dope, bro.
That's awesome.
Good guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, I spent a lot of time with them, and it's a couple of the most interesting guys you'll probably ever be around
Clay
in
got
this sport.
slapped up. We ride together. Clay got slapped up. In the wrong area at the wrong time. You can't be up north.
I saw
You
that.
can't be in Cali like that. Like, he trains a little bit up north, but Nick runs up north. I run down south. Where you going, you know?
Yeah.
Where you going to be at? He's trying to hang on Cali. He's a Chicago guy. That's why I'm still trying to make this fight happen, because Clay's talking his running his mouth. I didn't know that he was still talking shit, but he's still talking shit. If you want to still fight, we can still fight.
That fight should happen. I love it.
I'm still open to this. At any time, we can still do this. I'm open to the fight. I'm open to anyone.
What's your timetable for return?
I still haven't got clear from my surgery, so I'm still rehabbing.
Yeah.
As soon as I get word, we're trying to fight. We're always on the go.
I'm excited to see that one, man. Hopefully it'll be here or LA.
I want to be
can
Vegas.
Go to LA.
You know, I want to go be Vegas. I'm always a Vegas guy. You know?
Yep.
I like Vegas.
Have had good luck here.
Fight capital.
Yeah. What was the one we were at? I know LAX after your fight. You got a fight. You got a bonus. What fight was that?
If I bonused in, I think in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. We went to LAX after. We were celebrating.
Are you talking
at
about
that club at
Volkman?
Luxor?
Talking about Volkman?
Was that Volkman? That's what it was.
Volkman. Yeah. Chuck Volkman out. Yeah.
You choked him out. Yep. And that dude's very good grappler.
Nobody believes I choked him out to this day. Like, they're like, what the like? Because
he's like a legend in the gym. Like he's one of those strong guys you were talking about. That's that dude.
Yeah. There's a lot of black belts that go, how did you choke him? He's really good. He's technically really good.
He had you in danger maybe once, kind of in the fight too.
He won the first round. We won the first round. And maybe I'm a little slow starter. I've noticed that. I'll give a round away. I'm okay. But then second two, here I come.
Yeah.
I'm
It was a
really
third round
hard.
submission, I want to say.
Sir. Yes, sir. I caught him third.
Was it rear naked? What was it?
I caught him rear naked, but I was pounding the shit out
Yeah,
of
you
him.
were beating him up.
I was pounding shit out of him.
That's how. You got to
I was
beat
hitting
that guy
so
into
hard,
submission. You're not just
and he
going to
was just like,
submit him, right?
Take my neck. Please choke me out because I don't want to keep getting punched like
That
this.
was a great fight.
Please take my neck. And that's exactly what happened. But, yeah. It's just life, bro. It's just what it is.
And you mentioned something about Phil Baroni.
Oh, because you got him on your fucking wall over here,
Yeah.
you know?
He's right on the wall in the Elite XC old school. Let me show everybody this.
Let's show everybody this shit.
This
All
is
the
old.
all the great vets and stuff on here, all the greats.
This is before I even started MMA
Let me
interviews.
see this shit. See, this guy's cool. This guy's cool. You're cool. You're cool. Fuck you.
Not a fan of Phil. So tell us a story.
Oh, man, that guy fucking sucks. Maybe he was drunk. I don't know. I think he was just drunk. And maybe he was just acting out of his drunkenness. I don't drink much, so I don't know. So me and a buddy went down to a fight. And we're out there, and I'm hanging out with Raquel Pennington. And me and her mom were, like, betting on fights. And then she also was on my other side. I'm kind of kicking it with him a little bit. Everything's cool. We're just chilling, chit-chatting and stuff. Well, King Mo's girl was behind me. King Mo's not there that night.
Yep.
So I'm like, she's already looked me up. She knows who I am now. So now she's trying to flex on me. So since I'm not giving her the attention she wants, she starts flexing. So she's like, oh, you're Bobby Green. I'm like, yeah, good to meet you, blah, blah. She's like, well, my man is King Mo. As soon as she said that, I'm like, oh, that's my friend. But before that, she was telling me some personal stuff in their relationship. So now she recognizes, oh, you guys are friends, and that's probably where it's going to get back that I was talking with this guy and I was telling some private information. So then she flips her whole script. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Me and him are not together like that. Oh, blah, blah. He, blah, blah, blah. And so she's just trying to cover up her portrayal. Well, she's hanging out with Phil. So she called me something like 2 Chainz because I had 2 Chainz on. And the Asian dude was with him. It was the Asian dude, the white girl, and Phil. So the Asian dude goes, hey, you can't call him 2 Chainz. He's not. 2 Chainz has dreads. He doesn't have dreads. He doesn't look anything like 2 Chainz. That's kind of racist, you know? So she's like, no, it's not like that. It's not that. I'm just joking. And I said, oh, ha, ha, ha. You know, like, we're all joking. I hope we're all joking. Well, Phil heard that, and I think maybe Phil thought in his head, like,
This guy's getting hard or something.
Yeah, I mean, being aggressive with a female. Like, that even makes sense at all. Like, I don't even need to be aggressive with a girl. You know, I'm a professional fighter. But anyway, so he jumps up, and he's like, what's up? Like, well, let's get out of here. Let's fight. I'm like, Phil. And I just, like, kind of whispered to him. I just whispered so nobody else can hear it. Because I don't want to make a big scene. We're in front of everybody. We're in Las Vegas. I know how Vegas moves.
You got a job with the UFC to protect.
Yes, I just got into the UFC too, so I'm not trying to make any waves.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey.
Bobby not trying to make waves? What's this world coming to?
But people start it. People start the shit. If you start the shit, I kick the shit. You know, if you start the shit, I kick the shit.
Totally kidding. I already know.
So I tell him, like, hey, we can go in the bathroom. I just whispered to him, like, we can go in the bathroom. This guy goes, hey. He goes over to the stairs. Come on. So he's yelling and shit. Security jumps up and starts grabbing us and separates us, and that's just it. It hits fucking Twitter and everything else, and everybody goes crazy over bullshit. But I'm like, I'll fight you if you want to fight, Bill. It's not that big of a deal. Man versus man, we can fight anytime. We can go in the bathroom, we can go outside. Just man versus man. It's like that's the way I was raised.
Makes sense to me.
I don't even have a problem with the guy. Like, I didn't even feel like it was something that was called for. We could have easily been cool and had a good night. But some guys get that drink, maybe some roid rage, and start feeling themselves. Some guys are over the hill, and maybe they're mad at the situation.
Yeah, it's been a tough road for Phil. You know, it has.
Yeah.
When you're a pioneer sort of in this sport and never made quite the pinnacle anyway, good luck having a living right afterwards. And I've had conversations with him, and it's made me sad. And you know I'm a fighter's guy always.
I can imagine for the guys that before us. Like, I feel terrible sometimes on what we get paid and how we are
It's
treated.
still not enough.
Imagine the guys before us
who
were doing this stuff.
All you
end
up left with is CTE and nothing, right?
Pennies, like, and they were fighting with no gloves. You know, one guy wore one glove in a match, you know, and you could do this and no weight classes. Imagine those guys and how they were treated and where their lives are at now, you know? I seen, I can't remember the guy's name. I think his name is like something West. Something West. He played on the Cavaliers. He won a ring with LeBron.
Yeah.
He's now working at Home Depot.
Get out of here.
Those guys make millions of dollars.
Whoa.
Now at Home Depot. What's gonna
If you waste
me?
it.
What's going to happen to me?
He's the guy who hooked up with LeBron's James, allegedly. Mom.
Yeah? That was the guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
West,
shit.
the light-skinned dude.
Yeah, West dude, yeah. He's now working at Home Depot.
Whoa.
How did you go that bad?
I hope he's a manager.
No, he was in the uniform. He was an employee. You know what
Yikes. I mean, guys waste their
was a
money
bus
too,
boy.
right?
He was
And
a
that's the
something.
other thing that I try to always talk with my guys about and just plant that seed with my buddies in the fight game is like, think about those investments and think about the future. Think about what will I do after fighting? And doesn't mean you have to
great.
put your eggs in put all your eggs in that fight
Great
basket.
investments, but what about just day-to-day living? It sounds like investing sounds good.
True. You're
What
talking
if I
about the
don't make
now.
enough- What if I
Yeah.
don't make enough to
Yeah.
invest?
To pay my
What if I don't make enough to invest?
pay my phone bill.
What if I don't got enough money to invest? What if
I've
I
had
still trying to
guys
pay for
who
my
get
own
injured,
stuff?
and
I still have a
cannot.
house to pay for it. You're
Yeah.
talking about making an investment. I still got to take care of this issue here.
What I mean, not just investment as in invest. That's part of it, right? Investing money properly, that you get. But yeah, it's also thinking about what you're gonna do after fighting, because fighting is not a career that's going with longevity.
Longevity.
It's just not. You're gonna have to work after that in something, right?
Exactly.
Unless you're Conor McGregor or you're, maybe
paid.
Nate or you're, GSP.
A superstar.
Yeah, a superstar, elite level in the sport. But there's no reason why these basketball guys should be going broke if they didn't invest right. They just were stupid. And football players do it even more.
1 million. I'm out of here. 1 million out of it. I already put a post out. I said I have 7 fights left. I told myself at the end of 40, I'm done. There's nothing else in MMA for me.
Yeah.
And if I'm broke or not, I'll just have to live with that and just be a normal guy. That's what I'm probably going to have to do anyway.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to work a normal job anyway. So therefore,
But I like
what it
to
is.
think, like a lot of guys start gyms, right? A lot of guys
Start
move
gyms.
into coaching.
Gyms can be a little
A
bit.
lot of guys.
Gyms. There's a lot of things that comes with gyms.
It's
that you don't
difficult.
understand.
It's difficult.
Yeah. There's
Totally.
a lot of things that happen.
But
with
I
gyms.
love seeing my guys, my buddies, like who have stuff happen, even if they stop fighting, like have something else, and now they're doing well. I love that. And I love
it's
to see
dope.
that. The guy Jared Papazian, he
What's he
still wants to
doing?
fight again, but he's doing real estate now. And he's doing
I've been
good. He's
looking
starting to
into that.
make
Been
his
looking
first
into that too,
commercial
yeah.
real estate sales. He's made a few, and I'm so proud of him and happy for him. And I would always preach to him like, look, you're an amazing fighter, bro, but you're not. The reality of it is you might not get to the UFC again, even much less when you get there, make that living that we were talking about. So you got to have other ideas. They don't have to necessarily come to fruition yet, but you got to start having those thoughts a little bit of just what are you going to do after, and
I thought about real estate. I thought about stocks. I'm looking at, but at the same time, I've been doing fighting all my life, so I have to literally become a fighter.
stocks is side stuff, right? I mean,
become a.
you put some money in a TD. I tell you what to buy. You buy. You sit on it for 3 years. Great, that money did good. But more of a direct income.
Yes, exactly.
Is what you need.
But I'm just
right?
saying, looking into all aspects, into whatever revenue that's gonna.
That's
still
good. You
pay the
bought a
bills.
house, right? You got that. You got.
But you still got to get it paid off. You still got to.
Of course, but still better than renting, right?
Of
You
course.
do get that tax write-off, and then that's the other thing. We got to make sure you're maximizing on taxes, and man,
It's a
they
sad
make it
world
hard.
sometimes.
The system's rigged to make us little people fail anyway. So you add more difficulty into the system of not getting paid enough, and wages have not gone up in anybody's wages haven't gone up in 30 years compared to the inflation.
Yeah.
It's hard to buy these houses. In the 80s, way easier to buy real estate. If you bought a bunch of real estate in the 80s, you're generationally wealthy now.
But so let me explain this to you. Like,
But
people,
wages haven't gone up.
I don't know. I just live like simple. People try to do like do too much. Like they say that you're living. It's your what is it? A lifestyle. It's your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to get used to? Like when I get $1 million, all of a sudden I get $1 million home. I'm not asking for any of that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get a normal house, do the normal things.
Trying to live cool.
Just want it paid for so no one can take it.
Yeah.
I got a couple of things and a couple little money left, and that's it.
There's always that.
I'm not asking for.
Do you want to pay it all off, or do you want to keep money to make more money with? Right. That's always that question you got to think.
Then you get to a
too,
point where
right? But you can
sometimes-
always take equity out once you've paid it
Yes,
off.
But then that also
you
gets you
need
into a more of a
bind.
Yes.
You
now
don't want to be in debt, right? We want to limit
You're
debt.
more in debt now. And now you have
Yeah.
to pay all this stuff out. You're refinancing. You're doing all these different
See,
stuff
you're
like
thinking about it all, and I love it.
Yeah,
I
look
freaking
at the
love it.
picture.
Because, shoot,
Sometimes
we
it
were
looks a little
young. We
great.
weren't thinking about this shit. 10 years ago, we weren't thinking about this shit. Right? You were just fighting, and I was just partying. I don't know what I was doing. Something. Starting MMA interviews. But,
It's sad
yeah,
sometimes,
man.
bro. So I'm like they always say that we're gonna get to the point of where we're gonna be making more money. You guys are gonna get there. You're gonna get there, and it's moving slow. It's moving slow because apparently to the other fighters that weren't making anything before us, and now we're making a little bit more money, but we're not making 2% of what a boxer will make. You know?
Yeah. Well, they get stipends, right? They're getting monthly training stuff, Golden Boy fighters and things, right? So they've got this monthly, like, they know that monthly's coming in. Like, their bills are paid with that contract goes
Everyone asks me,
monthly.
"What are you
And
doing?
then it's like
What do you
they
do for
fight,
money?"
and it's like, cool, I got some
You're
extra
Andrew,
money.
What do you do for money? Absolutely nothing. They're like, where's the money coming in?
Train.
Absolutely nothing's coming in. It all goes out and nothing comes in. I'm a full-time fighter. This is what I'm doing.
Yep.
You know, this is my job. I focus everything into it because my goal is to be the best at this. You know, and if you're not focused and you're all into it, then you're not.
How did you first get into MMA? And talk about life in Redlands as well. You know, I want to touch on that. Start, I guess, one thing at a time.
Redlands is where I used to train at for Pinnacle and stuff, but I'm in San Bernardino, the hood.
San Bernardino is home.
That's
where you grew up.
The last shooting, the last terrorist shooting besides Vegas happened in San Bernardino.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So starting fighting, I started because of my my little boy, Jeremiah. You know, I was working 6 days a week in a warehouse. I would kind of like train like I was just starting out. I think I trained like maybe twice a week.
What?
I was training about 2 weeks.
Because you were a wrestler?
I started out wrestling in high school.
Started wrestling in high school. That's where it started, right?
That's where it all started from wrestling in high school. Went to
How did that even happen? Because you're in the hood. You're a kid, you know, right? Like trying to just do your thing. How did you even see like, oh, wow, that looks cool?
Yeah. I thought wrestling was fucking WWE. I thought it was turnbuckles and chairs and tables and ladders.
Yeah, WWF.
I did not know that it was this other thing. You know, when I got into the wrestling room, I'm looking, where's the ropes? And where am I going to jump off of?
Can I pile drive somebody now?
And the first thing I did was pick a guy up and slam him, and I got disqualified. I was like, you can't even slam? This sport is gay. You know, like, this isn't what I expected. But I had a coach on the team, and to be honest, he fed me every tournament. He made sure he took us out to eat.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box. He'd go get us Jack in the
It's like
Box.
Nate.
And to be honest,
If I
Jack in the Box
trained,
to
I
me-
got food.
Yes, Jack in
Wow.
the Box to me was a luxury. The way I grew up, my grandmother never had out to eat food. I didn't have Jack in the Box till I was like maybe
That's a good
14,
thing.
15 years
That's
old.
why you're strong.
I never eat out to eat food at all. Like fast food, never had
It's
any of
good.
that. Those are
Had
like
home
my,
cooked meals all the time.
Yeah, so those are my freaking like, get some fries from blah blah blah.
Sure.
You get a
When
Del
you're a
Taco
kid,
and
same for me. My grandma would take us to McDonald's and be like, yay.
yeah.
My parents would never.
So he fed me every freaking tournament. We get free burgers.
Ah.
We get a free burger before.
Yeah.
And I get to eat after. He takes us out to eat after. That's got my attention. That was enough for me.
That's awesome. Just like Nate. Nate was like, I could either go train jiu-jitsu and get food after, or I could sit here and hungry.
One of the two.
I'm going to train jiu-jitsu.
What you gonna do? So my coach, he wouldn't let me do football. He wouldn't let me do any other sports because I originally wanted to be a football player, and I thought that's what I was
I
gonna
think
do.
you would have been a good football player too.
He's like, no. He's like, you're gonna get injured. You're gonna blow your knee out. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And he kept me in wrestling. So I actually ended up doing.
Wow.
I was 2-time state placer.
You still talk to him?
Here and there.
Good.
Yeah. So I was 2-time state placer. Everything's going good. I went to college for a second. But again, I'm a kid from the streets. No one's explained to me
It's a game changer moving, making that jump, right?
No one even explained to me you need to go to college. Like,
Yeah.
No one around me and my
Much
family.
less how to
and
do
my
it, how to
family.
get things done the right way, and
My mother.
when
I
you're
was
there.
raised by my grandmother. She died at 14. So ever since then, I was in foster care. And like,
wow.
well, I was actually in foster care since 4. But my grandmother got us. But she didn't exactly get us. She got us from my dad's side. But she didn't say that she was our actual grandmother, because she can still get paid from the government. So she would get a check for us in order to support us. You know what I'm saying?
And she wouldn't have got that as your grandma.
Exactly. Because
System's
it's family.
weird.
You know what I'm saying? So we started doing this thing where we would stay with her, and then all of a sudden, my grandmother passed away. My little brother went to my aunt's house, and I was stuck either going over to my aunt's, which was a very gang environment, and I knew if I went there, I was going to be a gangster. I just knew it. My dad was a gangster. My brother joined the gangs. He was 13 years old. He's already in a gang. So I knew if I was there, I would have been a gangster too. I'm like, man, I just started wrestling. My grandmother was really proud of me. Before she died, that was the only thing that made her proud. So I was like, I'm going to finish my career out and do this and make her proud.
That's awesome.
And it kind of blossomed into something bigger.
Wow. Rest in peace.
Yeah. So then I met a guy.
Yeah.
I'm wrestling at a tournament, which is what you would call a freestyle tournament. They do those
after high school.
Yeah, after high school, they do it summer.
Yeah.
Where actually other people come in.
It's kind of an open. Yeah.
So me and my buddies were all like partying one night, and we're like, we're gonna go to wrestling tomorrow. Like, oh, I'll go with you guys. So I'm doing like funny stuff. I used to make up my own moves. I used to bring the WWF moves into actual wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, you know what a hurricanrana is? Where you jump on somebody's head and you spin under them and shit. You know what that is?
Not exactly.
You know what Rey Mysterio is?
When you kind of jump and grab them and throw them with your legs? I don't know what you mean. Okay, one of those.
I used to do that in real wrestling.
Flying throw triangles.
I made my own variation of it.
Of course you did, because you're a creative dude.
Yeah, so I made my own
I'm
variation.
not surprised.
So
just like you've done with your stand-up. Your whole style is unique.
Make it fun. If you're not having fun, it's not fun. It's
sure.
work.
Sure.
It's work. So
and you're opening up the mind to all these different possibilities. The possibilities are endless.
I was wrestling in this tournament, and I'm working 6 days a week at a warehouse. Some guy comes up to me and he's like, man, you should be a fighter. You should be a fighter. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. He's like, yeah, come to my gym. I'm training there maybe a week, maybe 2 at the most, and I'm already having my first professional fight.
And professional, yeah, because there's no Amis in those days so much.
Yeah.
Like,
okay,
let's go.
I had one amateur.
Not in Cali though. Yeah, there were no amateur in Cali yet.
Yeah.
That's why Lorenz went Kentucky. Like,
yeah, exactly. He was over in Kentucky doing his thing. So I had one little smoker, and then I fought professionally like 2 weeks later. That was it.
And you won.
Yeah. And
how
did I win the
first pro fight? Should I look it up?
Oh, I fought Neil Abrams. You know who Neil Abrams is? He's Big
No
John's.
idea.
He's one of Big John's guys.
Okay.
Me and Big John spoke about this later on. He's like, I told him not to fight you. He's like, I heard a little bit about you. He's heard you're a pretty good wrestler who likes to fight, you know? He's like, I told you not to. We went there and had a stand-up war and just played rock'em.
You didn't even wrestle him.
I don't ever do. I'm like a Justin Gaethje.
I know, but I didn't know back then you hadn't even learned striking really yet, right?
Exactly. I didn't even have a striking coach
at all.
But people
you
think
just
I'm a
had
stand-up guy.
some street fights in school.
Street fights. That's all. I've always been
just a natural.
Gifted.
Yeah, that's just you. Dude, you're made for this. You know, you're one of those dudes.
Everyone says that you like fighting.
Yeah.
I never chose fighting. Okay, fighting chose me. I was working a 6 day job, 6 days a week. I would go on my 7th day off, which would be like maybe a Saturday. I'd go to Mexico and go fight over there, make $800, come back and save it because I was worried that now that I have this child on the way, I'm not gonna be able to support it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just being a new dad and stuff, I met a girl really fast, and within a month she got pregnant. She didn't want to give up the baby, so I just had to do what I had to do and be responsible. So I'm saving all the money I can. I'm doing whatever I can to do for this child. And so I'm winning these fights.
And you're how old?
I'm 21.
Yep.
I'm 21. So I'm winning all these fights. And my coach is like, you got to quit. You got to quit. You got to quit fighting. I mean, you got to quit your job and focus just on fighting. I'm like, nope, this is the main breadwinner. So I stuck with that for a long time until I started winning a couple more fights. I actually got Dan Lazan's, got called to fight Dan Lazan on 24 hours notice.
Yeah.
I jumped my ass in on a fucking treadmill for 30 minutes. I quit my job right then. They said they're going to pay me
Where was that one?
I think it was $6,000 to show up. $6,000 to show up and $6,000 to win. Or was it 3 and 3?
Pretty good back then.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I'm out of here.
Even 3 and 3 ain't bad.
Peace. I'm out of here.
Yeah. I quit.
I think it was $6,000. 6 and 6 or something like that.
6 and 6 is gnarly. You sure?
I was fuck yeah. Maybe it was 3 and 3. I don't remember.
Even
So fucking
still,
long ago.
yeah.
Either way, I looked at it like I can win $6,000.
Yeah.
I said peace to my job.
That's a fortune.
Right then, left and made weight.
And
30 minutes later,
you won again.
So no, I actually lost against Dan.
Lost against Danny.
I'm whooping his ass the whole fight, but I keep low blowing him. Now, to this day, I keep called the Nutcracker because of stupid shit like with his kicks and shit. But I'm gonna say it. Danny was doing some fucking. He was faking it. You know what I mean? Like I even Tito
selling
it.
it.
Yeah, he was selling it. Even Tito's like there's one time where my toe hits his freaking hip. It's not even his cup. It's not nothing nowhere near the area. It hits his hip and he's just falling like he got hit low blow. So I felt like the guy.
So you got DQ'd.
Yes. No.
Lost points. You lost points and lost on the cards.
No. I hit him with 3 low blows. He gets 5 minutes in the first round. So the first round is like 20, 30 minutes long. I have no concept of time. And the other thing I forgot to mention is I smoked a blunt before the fight. So I'm high as shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. My coach got some dynamite for me, too. My coach gave me the weed. Okay? My coach gave me the weed.
Not Sam.
Not Sam. No. At the time, this coach that I'm with. So
yeah.
He gives me this weed. Smokes me out, and now I'm super lit. I'm too high. I get out there and I'm fucking having the greatest time in my life. I'm looking at Donald Trump. I met Donald Trump. I met Oscar De La Hoya. Before Donald Trump was president. Yes.
It was Affliction.
When Affliction was first coming out.
One.
Yeah.
The one with Fedor and Barnett got screwed.
Yeah,
that one?
Barnett fucked us up.
That's funny.
We're going to have that shit popping.
Yep.
So I met Donald Trump before he was president. You know, it was an awesome time. But that round was 30 minutes long, bro. Like 30 minutes.
Did you shake his hand?
Who?
Trump.
No, I didn't get to do all that. You know, I didn't do all that.
I was gonna ask you if he pulled you in. He does that. Pulls people in, punks them when he shakes your hand.
Yeah.
If I ever shake his hand, I'm gonna pull the living crap out of him.
Snatch him money.
He ain't pulling me.
If you pull him too hard, he might drop off his toupee or something.
I'm good. I'll be famous. I'll have a lot of fans and a lot of haters.
So the round is like fucking 30 minutes long. He took 3 5-minute breaks and he's taking all the time out of the breaks. He's not like, all right, I'm cool. No, it's the whole break.
And
so
then says I can't continue?
No, he can keep continue. So it's like, I'm going to say like the last 30 seconds of the fight, I throw a head kick. I slip on my ass. I fall. He jumps and throws a triangle. Throws a triangle on me. This is time I still don't even know jiu-jitsu at this point in time.
Third round?
I told you it's like.
End of the third round?
No, this is still the first round.
Still the first round.
First round still. Throws a triangle on me. I fight off the triangle. I don't really know what I'm doing yet in terms of jiu-jitsu. I'm just moving.
Yeah.
I'm just moving out of things and just trying to feel like, okay, go
athleticism.
This way. Athleticism.
Get me out.
He transitioned from triangle to my back and does a rear naked and catches me in the last 5 seconds with a rear naked.
And that's a guy who's been training jiu-jitsu at that time, I'm sure, quite a long time.
Yeah. He was a black belt at the time. Yeah. And I'm a fucking white belt. So
that's great.
That's what it was.
Yeah, no, that's great stories, man. So, I mean, when did you realize, like, man, I mean, I can really make a career out of this, though? Because you're going in, you're just like you said, you're just like, all right, I get 6,000, I'm gonna fight. You're not even thinking about next year. You're not thinking about 10 years for sure.
Not at all.
So where was the point when you were like, man, I'm gonna make it?
I met a dude who's like my father, Jake Benny. I leave that gym right after that fight. I go, okay, this was stupid. My coach got me high. This is dumb. I probably shouldn't be with this guy. What coach is he saying, hey, let's go do some drugs before a fight? This is probably not a smart idea for me to be here. So I go with this next guy. A friend of mine invited me to go. He's like, I'm going to go to this gym Pinnacle. I'm like, yeah?
Yeah.
So I go over there and start training with the guys. And since I had tapped my instructor. He was a black belt. I tapped him. Since I tapped him, he gave me a blue belt. But I don't really know jiu-jitsu. So I go over here with these new jiu-jitsu guys, and they're fucking rolling me up.
You tapped the instructor as a white belt.
Yeah, so I got a blue belt now, and I'm thinking I'm a blue belt. I go with these freaking white belts in there giving me hell.
Yeah.
I take the belt off right then and go, I have to start all over. I realize that this is all bullshit. I have to start all over and actually get my technique up to par.
Yep. Drill.
Jake's responsible for, and I named my son Jacob. My youngest son is named Jacob after Jake, is because I feel like I wouldn't be me without him. There's some times where I was like, when I started joining his gym, but then I started doing the old stuff with the old gym. I would only train twice a month. I'd be in the gym twice a month at the most, and I thought that was good. Like, I thought that was good training. He'd come find me. He couldn't find me. I had different people. I had like 50 different homes in the IE, so I could be at any house. He'd have to literally go to 50 different homes and find me. He's like, bro, like, I fucking hit 10 homes. I see, finally on the 11th house, my
wow.
You know, on the
putting
11th
in
home,
work.
He's knocking on my door, on my window.
This guy's gonna be a star. He knew it.
Let's go to practice. I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be fucking high, and I don't want to get up. I'm like, all tired. I don't want to get up and go. And he fucking forced me.
Yeah.
He forced me to go, and he just started putting good things in my head, giving me more conversation about positive things and looking at life. And then after I started realizing maybe I can do this. So he's the one that actually put that into my head.
That's awesome. And then, at what point is like I can really make a living? Because Steven, still then you're like, oh, I could do this. I could do this and make something of it.
Still working, and he's like, you gotta quit. You gotta quit. You gotta quit.
You gotta focus on training.
You can do this.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no.
I got a kid. I gotta pay.
Like, what if I show you? You can just give me 1-2 months. I'll show you that you can make a living at this.
Damn, what a guy.
And I trusted him. I'm gonna trust you this month. I trusted him, and it turned out, So I give most respect to him. Like that's why my son is named after him. Like,
awesome.
I would never be here. I would never have the same mindset I have now. I had a hood nigga mentality. Like, it was just about the streets. It was just about the come up. It was just about
survival.
Getting the next dollar. It was just about getting the next meal or getting the next bitch. You know what I mean? One of the three.
Yeah.
So I just had to think bigger than that. Bigger than that.
Wow.
What's the world about? You know, what do you want out of life?
Yeah.
He'd ask me these questions. I'd be like, that's like, what are you asking me that for? I don't even know, like, why'd you even, I never even thought about a question like that. Like, what did you want out of life? What do you want out of life?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to get high and have a girl in the house.
Yeah. What goals at that? Yeah. At that time, we're not thinking so much about
car too.
As much about goals, right? The kids thinking about goals. We're like, what's wrong with you?
I'm thinking.
I mean, we had some,
about surviving,
but
today.
They weren't like our end all be all, right?
I never thought I was gonna make it to C30. So you know, especially in my life, like my little brother's dead. You know, my big brother's shot. I got a couple cousins dead. I got a couple homies that are killed. You know, it's just like my reality is like, hey, you might not make it. It's just what happens.
Did you ever want to leave your area? Because you're still there, right?
I'm still here.
And you don't want to leave.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
Is there a feeling like you don't want to feel like you change or you don't want to leave?
Yes.
Or, I mean, do you feel safer now there?
No. I actually feel more of a target because people are more easy to recognize me, you know?
Yeah.
But I want to be some type of beacon of light, you know? I want some poor kid to see me and say, I can do it, you know? Meek Mill said this, my favorite rapper, Meek Mill. He said, I never believed I could do it until I saw Iverson pull up in my neighborhood with that Lamborghini and show that this is possible. I want to show people, like, I run on my streets. I don't run on fields and treadmills. I run in the streets.
Wow.
I run on the busiest streets in my city so that you know, hey, it's fight time. He's working.
Yeah.
He's going to his job.
Rocky style.
I want to show the kids, and they see that, like hey, what's that black guy running? Because
yeah,
in
what's
my city,
he doing?
If a black guy's running, he's running from something or he's running with something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The cops going, hey, man. Oh, you're just run. Oh, okay, cool.
I've been stopped a couple times, you know?
Sure.
People are going, what are you running for? Because this is what I do, you know? And I want to give different people a different outlook at life. Let's be healthier. You can get up and run for no reason.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just being healthier. So no one in my city runs. Nobody in my city does those things. I want to be able to be a beacon of light to those people, you know, and say that there's another avenue.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to be a basketball player. You can do something else.
Yeah. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, put your mind,
or you can be
get it done.
Yeah. I wouldn't suggest it, but
yeah.
But you can be a
fighter.
It's a
tough road, man. I don't suggest it either. You want your kids to be fighters?
Oh, hell no.
No, right?
Hell no.
You want them to train?
Yes. I feel like it's a mandatory that you have to, like I told my son, you have to wrestle.
Yeah, some wrestling, jiu-jitsu.
I want
discipline.
Daddy won't tell you much thing that you have to do, but one of them is you have to wrestle.
Yeah. It's discipline, man. It comes down to that, right?
So much. I learned
teamwork
so much from wrestling. You know, you learn about who you are as a person. Are you a hard worker? Are you a give up? I mean, how much heart do you have? You learn about all these things about yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Your determination, your drive. You learn all these things about yourself, you know? Nice. You get to see everybody else. You go, look at that guy. Oh, he's not going to make it. You know? Yeah. I get around my friends now and just in a simple conversation, the way they talk and the way their energy is. I learned all these things from wrestling. The way his body mechanics were, oh, he's not ready. He doesn't want to fight. You can see their energy.
Yeah.
You know?
Wild. Love it. So what? What are we thinking, man? It's July. Maybe
I'm
August,
looking at Vegas.
September.
I'm looking at whatever Vegas
September,
is.
October.
When is Vegas?
Good question.
Vegas?
I don't know.
I'm in Vegas with this shit. Okay? Come catch me in Vegas. Anybody
that
fuck with me,
I hope so.
That really represent me, and I want all my fans know I really appreciate you. Like, anybody that actually hits me up, I talk to them. I message all my fans. I don't even consider them fans. I consider them friends, you know? I don't have friends. All my friends are my family. So it's just different. I'm just a different person. I don't see white, black, any of that. I got a child in every race. One child is black, one child is white, one child is Mexican. It's just that's me. I don't see colors, and I wanted my children.
Growing up where we grew up, I mean, obviously where I was a little bit different, but it's diverse in LA area.
Yeah, I want my children to come from every
it's
different
so diverse. We don't get. We're not used to segregation or not seeing this or that. We see it all. Yeah. It's
a mixing pot. At some point in time, we're gonna mix breed where it's not gonna be a white and a black or this and that. It's just gonna be he's mixed. Yeah. He's a that, and everybody's a that, you know, because we're just mixing.
Yep.
This and
exactly.
Place,
eventually, it's all gonna be one, and that's what they're scared of, I guess.
Yeah, one.
I don't know.
What's wrong with it?
It is what it is. I wanted Bobby Green for mayor of San Bernardino.
Hey, that sounds good. Push Joe Baca out.
Be the first man with head tattoos. Be mayor.
Maybe that's a possibility. If they don't want to judge me so much, you know, some people are
judging
somebody
out there
by your book of, you know, what you look like. I want to look at you for what you do.
Tell me about them, and what made you do them up there.
Up there,
I've never talked
I'm
to you
just
about
edgy,
that.
bro. I'm edgy. I'm crazy. I'm like you said, superstar. I just do what I do. I'm
Yeah.
doing me, and I don't focus on. I don't worry about anyone or what someone thinks about me. Or, like some people, like you got a head tattoo. I remember when I first started the game, I didn't want to get my hands tatted because I remember or my neck or anything sing because. At some point in time, I have to go back to a blue collar
work
job, you know.
Yeah. So once you were like, I don't need to, maybe.
But then once I got
You could always
a world
grow your hair
title,
out.
I said, this is what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna enjoy myself. This is what I do, and this is what I love.
This is my life.
This is my life, and people are gonna accept who I am. You can't what if you said all your life, getting for this blue collar job, and you got killed right before you got the job. You saved your body, you saved your look, you did all this for this, but what if you don't make it? Enjoy your life, you know. I don't know. I just enjoy myself. I do. I'm on the edge.
I just want to know if there was something deeper.
Yeah. This one here is for my son. I do every year. So you do a tattoo for every fight, and then it became something like where I do something for my child. But I didn't want to do it just yet. I'll wait till I fight, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this tattoo for my child. Like Jacob's the dragon, Jeremiah's the lion, Isabel's the bear. Those are my 3 children. Those are different. They're different animal signs, you know. So I gotta. And then after that, I was like, all right, you're getting too tatted. Next thing was I bought a piece of jewelry. I bought a little piece of jewelry. Buy myself this. Now I buy suits.
Yeah.
So I'm just growing up a little. Growing up as a man. Now I buy a suit. Every fight, here's a new suit. You know, I want to look a little more classier. I want to look more, edgier. I'm into everything, bro. You can't put your finger on me.
Yep.
When you,
I already know.
You don't know me at all.
I know it. You're like a woman. The more I think I understand them, the more I realize.
You're all in the industry. You're doing the interviews. You're doing everything, and I love that. Like. Joe Rogan kind of messed around with it a little bit too, so he has some insight. But do you have any professional fights? Do you have any fights? I've seen you fight. I see you, and I like your style. Actually, I think you're fucking entertaining. Look at this kid.
I was fortunate.
I thought you were gonna be like the guy running and bailing out and just trying to save time. No, you're trying to take his head off. I love that about your style.
I just gotten that confidence, man. It's just like when you train so much, it's just like I'm a competitor and I always played other sports. So it was like I trained so much. I'd be like, I can beat that guy. Go to these amateur fights and just wanted to see what I could do. And I did it. And now I know my place, though. I know my place.
So more guys are doing it, though. You know, you want to have that respect. You know,
yeah.
You want to
it's definitely helped.
Fighter,
I think that.
You know?
And being in the gym and knowing what a leg kick feels like, and unlike these judges, you know, sometimes
we look at you like, you're just talking. You don't fucking know what we go through, you know.
But I know my place still, and I know my place is like, hey man, I'm just going easy. Don't crack me too hard. Trying to save some brain cells here, you know.
Yeah.
But it's very humbling, and it puts everything in perspective in this sport that a lot of these so-called fans don't have, and keyboard warriors don't have.
You understand speed, timing. You understand these certain things that maybe
I understand that just because you win a game at the local rec park in basketball doesn't mean you can beat LeBron James in basketball. And let me tell you, if you get in there versus one of these dudes, you might win a few fights on the street. You're going to get destroyed in a heartbeat. It's just another level. It's just another. It's a completely different thing. And the difference between losing in a game of basketball is you can walk away from it, and the other one, maybe not.
I tell these guys this. Like, there's some street guys. Like, I run street guys all the time, from Blood, Crip, Black Rag. You know what I mean? Projects, whatever. All these different hoods and stuff, and they all tough. Yeah. And I explain to them, say, listen, that's cool. Yeah, I know you're tough, and there's a lot of tough guys. But listen, the same way that you brush your teeth, or now they say it because you probably don't brush your teeth every day. The way you tie your shoe, I fight like that. I fight all the time like you tie your shoe. Every time you tie your shoe, I probably had a fight. So
yeah,
this is what I do.
And I sparred a lot more rounds.
That's what I'm saying.
I practiced.
I'm saying sparring wise. I'm saying sparring.
Yeah, sparring.
I spar like you tie your shoe.
Yeah,
I do this every day.
Yeah, it's breathing. It's breathing for me.
It's like breathing. It's different.
Yeah, it's totally different.
You're not going to jump in my world and think that you're going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
At my level.
And I love that perspective, and people need more of it. Perspective is a wonderful thing. And on that note, we're going to hit up the PI, get this man some rehab and a sweat.
And I'm going to beat up on this guy too.
Uh-oh. Dennis? Or me?
You.
Oh, I was hoping maybe D-Man or someone was going to get a beat down. But, well, leave us a comment. Let us know a potential name for this podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Bobby Green, Spencer Lazara. We're out.
Get up.